Love is a beautiful journey, but it is not always easy. Have you ever wondered why we feel disappointed when in love? Perhaps it's because we place too many expectations on others. So, is it possible to love without expectations? Is it possible to find happiness in a love that is free, not bound by demands and requirements? Let's explore how Stoic thinking can help you love sincerely and freely, without expectations, to find peace in love. Hello everyone, welcome to the Stoic Love Wisdom channel, where classical philosophy meets modern love stories and relationships. Have you ever wondered how to maintain your emotions, find inner peace, and build lasting relationships even when things get tough? In this video, we will explore how to love without expectations. Let's discover valuable lessons from Stoic philosophy to help you understand love deeply and develop yourself. Let's begin the journey of exploring timeless wisdom to master love and life right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the latest insights. And now, let's get started. Love, in its essence, is not a transaction or an exchange of conditions. It is not something you can measure by expectations, desires, or counting every moment to receive something in return. When love becomes a commodity exchanged between two people, it loses its true meaning. Therefore, in love, what matters is not what you expect from others, but how you love them unconditionally and sincerely. To understand and practice love without expectations, one of the key factors is applying Stoic thinking. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy from Greece and Rome, known for its teachings about developing inner control, living rightly and rationally, especially in challenging situations. This philosophy helps us understand that, instead of longing to change what cannot be changed, we should focus on how we respond to life, to others, and to ourselves. Stoicism does not teach us to stop loving, but to love without expectations, without demands. When applying this mindset in love, you will learn how to love without expecting the other person to respond in any specific way, and more importantly, you will find peace even when love does not turn out the way you hoped. Love is not a transaction in the modern world. Love is sometimes viewed as a form of transaction. Some people enter relationships with the desire to get something in return: attention, care, protection, or even social acknowledgement. But this can lead to disappointment. Because when love becomes an expectation, every failure to achieve what we want brings suffering. At that point, love becomes restricted, less voluntary, and easily becomes a never-ending series of demands. Stoic thinking reminds us, we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we react to those actions. When you love without expectations, you do not wait for a response. Instead, you love simply and sincerely. Love will become an endless source of inspiration, not limited by demands or disappointments. Stoicism in acceptance and forgiveness. One of the important principles in Stoic thinking is acceptance. Accepting reality as it is, without demanding it to change or adjust to our wishes. In love, this can be understood as forgiveness. No one is perfect, and in every relationship, there will be times when two people hurt each other or fail to meet each other's expectations. Instead of harboring anger, hatred, or disappointment, Stoic thinking encourages us to learn how to forgive. When you love someone without expectations, you will more easily accept their flaws. You understand that everyone has their own wounds, their own struggles, and how they react to life. Forgiveness in love is not an act of mercy, but the freedom you grant to yourself. Forgiving others helps you escape the burden of negative emotions, and at the same time, you understand that forgiveness does not always mean you will continue to endure hurtful actions. Sometimes, forgiveness simply means accepting that you cannot change others, but you can choose to love and protect yourself. Love is a personal growth journey. Love is not just about two people being in harmony with each other but also a personal growth journey. When you love without expectations, you not only help the other person become a better version of themselves, but you also improve yourself. Love is not an easy path, but it is a path that helps you realize your true value, learn effective communication, and develop qualities like patience, empathy, and forgiveness. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we cannot change external things, but we can change how we face them. In love, each challenge is an opportunity for you to learn, grow, and understand yourself better. When you love unconditionally, without expectations, you will not be limited by needs, desires, or comparisons. You simply live in the present moment, feeling and sharing love without needing a specific outcome. Freedom and happiness come from within. In romantic relationships. If you do not have expectations, you will not be bound by negative thoughts and emotions when the other person does not meet your desires. This brings freedom, not just for you, but for your partner as well. True love is when you love without setting conditions, without requiring the other person to meet your standards. Happiness in love is not the result of the other person loving you the way you want. Happiness in love comes from the fact that you can love without needing to receive in return. Stoic thinking helps us recognize clearly that peace does not come from external circumstances, but from within. When you love unconditionally, you will find peace within yourself because you no longer live with worries, expectations, or disappointments about others. Keep love fresh and real. Love, if not nurtured with sincerity and understanding, can easily become dull and empty. One way to keep love fresh is not to place too many expectations on your partner. When you love without expecting, you are not caught in the spiral of thoughts about whether the other person will meet your expectations. You won't feel disappointed when things don't turn out as you wish. Stoicism teaches us that everything in life is changeable, nothing is permanent. Love is no different. Every person goes through different stages in life and in their relationships. Instead of expecting everything to always be stable and ideal, you will learn to love and accept the changes and transformations your partner may bring. Love becomes a process of learning, discovery, and growing together. The benefits of loving without expecting. When you learn to love without expectations, you not only free yourself from disappointment but also create space for real love to grow. Loving without expectations can bring profound benefits both mentally and physically. Here are some prominent benefits you will experience when applying this mindset in love. Creates inner peace. When you don't expect from others, you minimize anxiety and disappointment. Instead of feeling stressed about whether your partner responds in the way you want, you simply enjoy the present moment. Love becomes a source of positive energy, not a burden. You will find peace in loving without expectations, because you no longer need to control or change others. Enhances understanding and empathy. Loving without expectations helps you more easily accept and understand your partner. You will realize that everyone has their own journey, with challenges and difficulties they face. This helps you develop empathy and understanding, rather than just focusing on your partner's shortcomings. Empathy is the foundation of lasting love, as you learn to feel and share in what your partner is going through without judgment or demands. Helps maintain long-term relationships. In any relationship, expectations can be a factor that breaks it apart. When you expect too much from your partner, you may feel disappointed when your desires are not met. This can lead to conflict, tension, and sometimes separation. However, loving without expectations allows you to learn how to resolve issues in the relationship calmly and maturely, rather than getting caught up in arguments or feelings of hurt. Promotes personal growth. Loving without expectations helps you learn to live for yourself. You no longer rely on others to feel happy, but instead, find joy from within. This helps you develop confidence and independence, not only in love but also in all other aspects of life. You don't feel pressured to change to please others, and you don't set unreasonable demands on yourself either. How to apply Stoic thinking in love. Applying Stoic principles to love is not easy, as most of us are accustomed to loving conditionally and with expectations. However, practicing Stoic principles will help you improve your relationships and learn how to love without expectations. Self-control of emotions. One of the key lessons from Stoicism is emotional self-control. When you love without expecting, you will need to learn not to let your emotions be controlled by your partner's actions or words. This doesn't mean you won't feel sadness or disappointment in difficult situations, but it means you will know how to respond calmly and maturely. For example, when your partner is absent for a long time or doesn't respond the way you hoped, instead of feeling angry or hurt, you can view the situation objectively. You might ask yourself, am I expecting too much from them? Can I accept them in this situation? Practicing Stoic thinking will help you maintain calmness and clarity about the situation. Accept imperfection. In love, no one is perfect, and not everyone can meet your expectations all the time. When you love without expecting, you will learn to accept your partner's imperfections. This doesn't mean you must accept all wrongdoings, but rather that you understand everyone has flaws, and we cannot change everything. When you love someone without expectations, you will more easily forgive and continue to love them without harboring resentment. Forgiveness is an important part of love, and Stoic thinking helps you develop this ability. Forgiving is not only an act of kindness but also a way to free yourself from frustration and hurt. Learn to let go. Stoicism also teaches us about letting go. When you love without expecting, you will learn to release unrealistic expectations and accept that not everything will unfold according to your plan. If you find that the relationship is not developing as you want, you can accept that without feeling like a failure. Letting go of expectations allows you to find freedom and not be burdened by unattainable dreams. Cherish the present moment. When you love without expecting, you will learn to live in the present moment. You don't have to worry about the future or regret the past. You simply cherish what you have at the moment. This helps you live a full and happy life without waiting for reciprocation from others. Love is a process of learning and growing. Loving without expecting doesn't mean giving up on loving or investing in the relationship. In fact, it's a deeper way of loving, one that helps the relationship grow in a sustainable and healthy way. Instead of seeking personal satisfaction, you start to see love as a journey to experience together. When you love without expectations, you will gradually realize that love is not a goal to achieve, but a journey to embark on together. Every step along that journey brings valuable lessons about understanding, patience, and forgiveness. And these lessons will help strengthen your relationship over time. Love is not an event you wait for, but a continuous process of learning and adapting together. You will learn to love someone with everything they are, not just their strengths, but also their weaknesses. You will learn how to work together, overcome challenges, and build a lasting relationship that is not dependent on unrealistic expectations. Reevaluate expectations in love. Expectations in love are a common and complex topic. Most people come into a relationship with certain hopes and expectations, but sometimes these expectations can become burdensome and lead to disappointment when they are not met. One reason expectations become problematic in love is that they can stem from idealized models of relationships, shaped by movies, books, or societal views. However, recognizing and re-evaluating these expectations can be the first step in learning to love without expectations. Unrealistic expectations. One of the main reasons expectations can become problematic in love is when they are unrealistic. You might expect your partner to always be ready to do anything for you, or you might want the relationship to be perfect with no challenges or conflicts. However, in reality, all relationships face challenges, and not every desire of yours will be met by your partner. When you realize that no relationship is perfect and everyone has their own shortcomings, you will more easily accept reality and love your partner sincerely. Expectations for change in a partner. One of the most common expectations in love is the desire to change your partner. You may hope that your significant other will change habits, behaviors, or even their personality to fit the ideal image you've created. However, change in love does not always happen as you expect, and trying to change someone can lead to dissatisfaction and hurt. Instead of expecting change, learn to love them for who they are. Expectations for love to be reciprocated. In many relationships, a major issue is the expectation that your partner will reciprocate your feelings. You may love deeply and hope that they will love you with the same intensity, but the truth is, feelings are not always reciprocated in the same way. When you love without expectation, you do not place the burden on your partner to reciprocate your love equally. You learn to love not because of the response, but simply because you want to love. Accepting change in a relationship. Love is not a constant. Relationships can change over time, and this can make you feel uneasy when expecting stability. However, if you can learn to love without expectations, you will more easily accept these changes and adjust accordingly. Change is a natural part of any relationship, and instead of fearing it, you can see it as an opportunity for growth and renewal in love. Stoic thinking and love, a path of learning and practice. Stoic thinking is not just a philosophy but also a method for dealing with challenges and difficulties in relationships. The lessons of Stoicism teach you how to stay calm, view problems objectively, and find intelligent and composed solutions. By applying this mindset in love, you will learn how to control your emotions and respond maturely to any situation. Accepting the unchangeable. One of the key principles of Stoicism is to accept what cannot be changed and focus on what you can control. In love, there will be things about your partner that you cannot change, such as their personality, past, or behaviors formed beforehand. However, you can change how you react and how you love. When you learn to love without expectations, you will realize that you cannot change your partner to suit your desires, but you can change how you love them. Maintaining self-control. Stoicism teaches you to maintain self-control in all circumstances, and this is especially important in love. When you love without expectations, you will not let your partner's emotions or external circumstances take away your self-control. You will not rely on love to feel happy. Instead, you will know how to create joy and comfort from within, without expecting a response from your partner. Accepting imperfection. A relationship in love cannot be perfect. Sometimes your partner will disappoint you, or there will be things that don't meet your expectations. However, Stoic thinking helps you understand that imperfection is a natural part of life. You don't need to complain or lament over the imperfections, but instead, accept them and learn to adapt to the changes. Mastering your expectations. To love without expectations, you need to learn how to master your own expectations. Instead of setting unrealistic demands on your partner, learn to love without needing them to meet your ideal. Letting go of expectations can free you from stress and disappointment, while allowing love to truly grow. The benefits of loving without expectations. When you start loving without expectations, you not only change your perspective on love but also experience significant benefits, not only in your relationship but also in your own life. Here are some benefits that loving without expectations can bring. Relationships become lighter and more sustainable. When you love without expectations, you do not place demands on your partner to meet certain standards or requirements. This reduces tension in the relationship, creating a peaceful and comfortable space for both. Relationships free from expectations can last longer because they do not rely on the partner fulfilling every demand. Reducing feelings of disappointment. Expectations can lead to disappointment when your hopes are not met. When you love without expectations, you won't feel disappointed if your partner doesn't do what you hoped. You will learn to accept things as they are and adjust yourself to feel comfortable and happy no matter what the relationship is like. Increased independence and self-control. A major benefit of loving without expectations is that you will develop independence and self-control in the relationship. You will not rely on your partner's reciprocation to feel happy, but instead, you will find joy and peace within yourself. This helps you maintain stability and emotional strength, without being overly affected by changes in the relationship. Improved communication. When there are no expectations, you can communicate more openly and sincerely. You won't feel hurt or uncomfortable expressing your feelings and thoughts, as you are not under pressure to achieve a specific result from your partner. This encourages understanding and deeper connection in the relationship. Creating pure and genuine love. Loving without expectations means you love because you want to, not because you want to receive something in return. This creates pure and genuine love, where emotions are not disrupted by demands or calculations. This love will feel more natural, and you will be happy to love without experiencing stress or pressure. Ability to accept and forgive. Loving without expectations helps you develop the ability to accept and forgive more easily. When you do not expect your partner to act in the way you want, you can forgive and accept their mistakes or shortcomings more easily. This makes the relationship more flexible and less prone to damage from unexpected events. Self-discovery and personal growth. Loving without expectations also gives you more time and space for self-discovery and growth. You are not caught up in trying to fulfill the expectations within the relationship, but instead can focus on working, learning, and developing other aspects of your life. You will become a more complete person, bringing positive value to both yourself and your relationship. Practicing Stoicism in daily love. To love without expectations, you need to practice Stoic thinking in daily life. This is not an easy task, but with time and patience, you will develop positive habits to cultivate genuine and lasting love. Here are some suggestions for how to practice Stoicism in love every day. Focus on what you can control. Instead of expecting your partner to change or meet all your demands, focus on what you can control, yourself. This means you can control how you react to situations, how you manage your emotions, and how you express love. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you lack in the relationship, practice gratitude for the good things your partner brings to your life. When you appreciate what your partner does for you, you will have fewer expectations and love them more sincerely. Be open to change. Stoicism teaches you that change is inevitable in life, and love is no exception. Be open to changes in the relationship, as this helps you learn to adapt and grow. When you love without expectations, you will more easily accept changes in the relationship without feeling disappointed or frustrated. Remind yourself of the temporality of life. One of the principles of Stoicism is the awareness of life's impermanence and transience. Remind yourself that everything, including love, can change and nothing is permanent. This helps you love more lightly, without being attached to expectations or clinging to a specific outcome. Develop emotional self-control. Practicing Stoicism in love means learning to master your emotions. When you don't expect from your partner, you won't be easily swept away by their emotions. You will know how to maintain calmness and not let feelings dictate your actions, creating a stable and mature relationship. The difference between loving without expectations and loving without caring. A common question when discussing loving without expectations is whether it means not caring about the other person. In reality, loving without expectations does not mean you don't care about your partner or don't want them to be happy. On the contrary, loving without expectations is a deeper, more mature way of loving, where you don't demand or expect your partner to meet your needs in order to feel happy. Loving without expectations means accepting your partner as they are, without demanding them to change for you. You love them for who they are, and you don't expect them to meet the expectations or standards you set. You won't make demands that, if unmet, would lead to disappointment or dissatisfaction. Instead, you accept that each person has their strengths and weaknesses, and the perfection in love is accepting and loving each other unconditionally. Loving without caring, on the other hand, can be a shallow love, lacking investment and understanding. When you love without caring, you might not take care of your partner, not listen to them, or even fail to engage in their life. The key difference here is that while loving without expectations is an act of freedom and sincerity, loving without caring is an act of indifference and lack of responsibility in the relationship. The combination of Stoic thinking and unconditional love. One of the goals of Stoicism is to aim for inner freedom and peace. When you apply Stoic thinking to love, you learn to love unconditionally and without expectations. Unconditional love is not easy, but it brings depth and wonderful harmony in relationships. Stoic thinking helps you realize that you cannot control the actions of others, and trying to change or expect from them only creates stress and suffering. You learn to accept your partner and love them without expecting anything in return. This helps you maintain a true love, not influenced by external factors like expectations or calculation. A concrete example of how Stoic thinking can positively affect unconditional love is when facing your partner's imperfections. You realize that no one is perfect, and in every relationship, there will be times when you feel disappointed or dissatisfied. However, instead of letting these feelings lead your actions, you use Stoic thinking to self-restraint and respond calmly and thoughtfully. You accept and love your partner for who they are, rather than trying to force them into the perfect image in your mind. Stoic quotes to remind yourself in love. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you on your journey of loving without expectations, keeping you grounded and helping you apply Stoic thinking in every aspect of your relationship. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. Marcus Aurelius. This reminds you that you cannot control your partner's actions or how they treat you. However, you can completely control how you react to and perceive those actions. Keep your mind calm and not dependent on what your partner does or doesn't do. One can only love freely when we do not have expectations or demands. Epictetus. This is one of Epictetus' valuable teachings. Loving freely is when you don't expect anything in return from your partner, but love because you simply want to love. Never let yourself be bound by others' expectations. Freedom is living a life aligned with your values and beliefs. Seneca. Love is not about being bound. To love freely and without expectations, you need to maintain freedom in your soul. When you live according to your own values and beliefs, you will no longer be bound by others' expectations. Happiness comes from within, not from others. Marcus Aurelius. This quote encourages you to find happiness and peace from within yourself, rather than relying on your partner to bring joy or fulfillment. When you learn to love and accept yourself, you won't expect your partner to make you happy. Conclusion. Loving without expectations is not just a way of living in a relationship, it's also a method to live a free, peaceful, and complete life. When you love without expectations, you not only free your partner from unreasonable demands but also free yourself from pressure and disappointment. This creates a space for genuine, free, and authentic love, where you can connect with others without being bound. Loving without expectations is a continuous process of learning and growing, where you always find ways to love unconditionally, without demands and without expectations. It's a journey where you not only love others but also love yourself, learning to accept both your and your partner's flaws. With Stoic thinking, you will understand that love is not a game to win or lose, but a process of sharing and growing together. Remember that love is not a conditional exchange, but a giving without expecting to receive. When you love without expectations, you will discover a pure, free, and meaningful love. This is the path each of us can take to build a true, lasting love that is not bound by expectations and demands. Love freely and sincerely, and love will return invaluable rewards that you never imagined. Wishing you continued success and happiness on your journey.